the distance tonight. $2,500 hangs in the balance. The 9th annual Smackdown green flag is in the air, and we're underway as the field heads down the boulevard into turn number 1 on the start of this one. Mason Martin nearly jumped the top of 1 and 2, but he gets it ironed out. Whitehead going to roll down on his inside, down the back straightaway. 32 Triple X right on the back bumper there as Bryce Pritchett with the race lead chase as they exit corner number 4.
And that Super Gremlin looking good out front right now. So he's going to have to hold off some big hitters, though, as we're going 25 laps. This was Zach. This is the main event of the evening, and getting it wound up on the high side coming out turn 2. That is Mason Martin trying to go 2 for 2. He wants 2 Smackdown titles, and right now he's up top sitting pretty.
Nice homage there to Bruce Buffer. This is your main event of the evening. Off of turn number 4, Whitehead flanking his way to the inside and trying to think about going 3 wide. Washed up a little bit with the front end. You saw him on the brakes there, kind of sliding up through the middle there, as he has got one right side fender to the left door of the H21, while the 32 Triple X was right there on his back to the outside of him. As they exit 4, Bryce Pritchett's out front with the lead right now as they hustle into turn number 1. Exiting corner number 2, it's a hell of a battle back here from 2nd on back to 7th. As the 4B of Kyle Blanton looking to throw his hat back into the ring here, Chase. Pritchett still with your race lead, but for how long? Because 36J as well as the H21 of Mason Martin are coming, and they're coming in a hurry.
And I tell you what, he just got to find somewhere to go, but that 32 Triple X, your reigning, defending, back-to-back Smackdown champion, riding in 4th right now. Looks like he's got a fast hot rod. He's all over the back of Mason Martin. He just hasn't been able to find a way around him. He'll now shoot it down to the low side, be behind Whitehead there. Trying to change up his line through 3 and 4. As it's hard to pass the car when you're running the same line there, but we'll see. Mitchell Clement looks like he's got a fast hot rod here tonight.
If you hit that top just flawlessly, and here comes the 32 Triple X. Wow, the H21 of Mason Martin got out of the groove, and he may have rolled the right rear off. We'll see what happens. He is not under full power. I think he rolled the right rear off the race car. Tough break for Mason Martin. He's going to try to limp the car around, but he's going to bottle up a few cars, including Rodney White. And here comes Justin Whitehead for the race lead off the exit of corner number 2. He's thrown it up top. 36J now has clearance on the top shelf of the racetrack. He's had trouble all night in the limited as well as the factory stock. Getting the outside rolling, but he's got it rolling now to the outside for the race lead. Here comes 36J. Oh boy, nearly jumped at that time, Chase. And here comes who? Dion Redmond. He'll throw his hat into the ring now. I'll tell you what, you can only ask for one thing as a race fan. Can you give me 2 grooves, track prep crew? And they've done just that tonight. And you got a Donnybrook brewing tonight, baby, in the turn number 1.
Yeah, running on the low side, you got Pritchett and Redmond, 2 guys that have not won this event yet, Zach, but they want to get their names in the hat and show they're a player for the Smackdown every single year. But on the outside, you got 2 two-time winners, the reigning defending champion of Mitchell Clement, and then Justin Whitehead, your 2017 and 18 champion for the factory stocks.
Whitehead led the last lap by 49 of a second. This time, Bryce Pritchett will lead by 0.173. If Whitehead hits his mark flawlessly, then Pritchett will make can't make gains on him. We'll see what happens in 3 and 4. If Whitehead gets it ironed out the way he wants, he'll lead this lap, and he will. They're going to play Indian Giver for the race lead.
And I tell you, just throwing it back and forth, haymakers left and right. And again, I tell you, the issues down here in 1 and 2 have been crazy, but that's going to open up the door for the 7-time 2023 winner, Bryce Pritchett, here at Rocket Raceway Park, making his first trip of the 2024 season here in fashion, trying to pick up a Smackdown championship.
Dion Redmond led quite a few laps of this race 2 years ago, could not seal the deal as the driver who battles on the outside of him stole it from him late in the going. As he exits 2 and head down the back straightaway, here comes Royalty to the outside of the Rocket Raceway Park. It's heating up for the race lead off of 4, and here comes Mitchell Clement to the outside in the turn number 1. It's a good one so far tonight, boy. I've been talking about it all night. There's a thin line on the top of 1 and 2, a thin line between love and hate. Whitehead hating himself right now for jumping it a few laps ago when he had the race lead. Now Bryce Pritchett relegated to 2nd because Mitchell Clement is rolling like a yo-yo with no string on the outside of the Rocket Raceway Park, and the caution flag will come out.
It's that 38 Double D that we all love up there of Rodney White, but this time we don't love it. We wanted to please stay green there, as you like to say, Zach, and boy, that one.
On the top side of the racetrack, rolling like a yo-yo with no string, folks. We'll see what happens. Dion Redmond right there in the mix as well. Anybody's guess who's going to win this one. I would not count out the 4B of Kyle Blanton, and you certainly never count out 36J.
Yeah, Kyle Blanton was your feature winner here for the opening night here for the USMTS Spring Nationals, and he's trying to try to get him another victory. I don't know if he's actually joined us since that victory, so glad to see him back out here for a big Smackdown event. Bryce Pritchett and Mitchell Clement going side by side, throwing haymakers going into 1 and 2, but watch Dion Redmond down there rolling the bottom. I'll tell you one thing about Dion, consistency. He is always on the bottom. He
Yes.
never gets above it. He's catfishing around this track, and he's fast.
And may end up paying dividends for him tonight in the form of $2,500, as he is certainly rolling the bottom, and he looks good. Down the front straightaway, he's keeping the car straighter than an arrow. Down to the bottom, right back tucked into the back of the number B21 of Bryce Pritchett for the race lead. I tell you what, that top of 1 and 2 will giveth, and it'll taketh. Into turn number 3. The Royalty race car, Mitchell Clement, trying to roll his way back to the race lead. B21 of Pritchett got really sidestepped, and that'll give the race lead to Mitchell Clement. That time at the line, scoring lap number 15 of 25. 10 laps to go.
Yeah, the super gremlin getting super slideways off of turn 4 that time. He was able to do a good job of rebounding with it, staying right there with Clement, as they're still door-to-door coming through 3 and 4 this time. Then you got Redmond and Whitehead door-to-door running for 3rd and 4th. Kyle Blanton rides in 5th. Then you got Johnny Torres, who we haven't talked too much about in this A main. He's right there at the tail of the top 5, knocking on the door. And Michael Smith in the 5E wants to get up there and throw his name in the hat as well.
Don't count out 36J. The 3-time $10,000 winner of the King of the Hill. He's got it rolling back upstairs. One little bobble or one little mistake, he will certainly make those top 2 pay. Just as I say that, makes a mistake of his own. But 36J back in the mix. That outside line's where you want to be right now, just as Mitchell Clement will drop down to the bottom and to the slider line. He'll drive low, but here comes 36J on the outside of the Rocket Raceway Park. Oh, baby, it's heating up one more time at Rocket. Boy, this is a phenomenal race so far.
Yeah, your top 3 have been phenomenal all night. Hell, the top 5 or 6 have been phenomenal. Right now, the question is, Zach, what will Whitehead do? He's got a quick car. He's following in the tire tracks of Mitchell Clement, but he's not going to pass him following him. And all the meanwhile, you got Bryce Pritchett down on the low side hanging tough.
And he can't throw a slider on the 32 XXX because the B21's down there, so that'll block the track off for him. But, man, it's a 3-horse race right now, ladies and gentlemen. This time by, it's 5 laps to go to settle the score for $2,500, and this is an all-out Smackdown tonight. The Knight Daniel Smackdown is living up to the moniker, ladies and gentlemen, and Whitehead's thinking about it. He's thinking about splitting the gap and going 3 wide. He may have the better race car to the front 2 in front of him. And here he goes, rolling through the middle. Here they come off of 4. It's heating up one more time at the Rocket Raceway Park. This is a lot of fun, Chase.
Yeah, Whitehead's going to have to play the cheese in the middle to get this done, I think. As we say that, Pritchett has lost a little bit of his run there that he had, having issues down the low line. We'll see if he can gather it back up. But Whitehead already searching. He knows he can't stay around the top shelf. If he wants to get around Clement, he's going to have to diamond it off the corner, get through the middle line.
These are 3 premier race car drivers here representing the great state of Texas. Whitehead with a major push that time in 1 and 2. Really allows the 32 XXX and Clement to get out about 3 or 4 car lengths as they approach turn.